This is my first flight with the Phantom Vision Plus quadcopter HD camera, video camera, still camera. You can see the quality of this video. It's amazing. My friend Brad, who just bought our company, purchased one a few weeks ago, and he graciously allowed me to take it for a flight. And here I am taking off the first time. I'm at the controls there. There's Brad next to me, his brother to my left, and his sons, his wife behind me. And everybody, you can see when you're flying this, everybody's eyes are right on the quadcopter. It makes quite a bit of noise. There's 4 propellers, obviously, and they're not quiet. So you're not going to be able to fly one of these things undetected. People are going to hear it. It almost sounds like a swarm of bees flying over you. And of course, there's no audio on the device. All you're capturing is video. So here I am. I'm at the controls. I'm watching my control unit because mounted to the control unit is an Android Nexus 7 tablet. And the camera is sending the video to the tablet, so I'm able to see through the camera as it's capturing video in the air. I can also capture still photos, which are awesome, 14 megapixel photos. They look really good. And so I can turn off the video at any time and capture a still. Imagine the possibilities of a device like this for aerial photography and videography. I mean, it's just stunning. I was so amazed. I've got one coming, and we're going to be using it in Christine's business at festivals, and we can think of 100 different ways to use this and potentially monetize it. Not to mention how much fun it is just to play with. So here we are. We're up over our house in our neighborhood, and you can see Brad's truck and trailer parked on the street there, as I think I mentioned earlier. We are heading up. I'm bringing it up. It's supposed to be able to ascend to 1,000 feet without losing control, without losing connection to the controller. So I'm taking it up to see how far it's actually going to let me go. And I'm only up at about just over 300 feet. And when I get up to about 320 feet, I think it was, I actually lose connection. Now, this isn't theoretically a problem, because the GPS device on the quadcopter remembers where it launched from. And I began to see a message saying connection lost, returning home. And that's what it's supposed to do. If you lose connection, it's supposed to return to its launch place using its built-in GPS. But I don't want it to just come down and return. I want to reestablish the connection and continue to fly. So I'm hoping that the connection is going to return. I'm going to be able to, and it's kind of going in and out. I'm getting this message, connection lost, and then it goes away, and then connection lost. And then I finally was able to get enough of a connection to lower the altitude a bit, and that's what I'm doing right now, and reestablish the connection and take over and have full control again. But again, I don't know why we lost connection at just over 300 feet when it's supposedly rated for 1,000 feet. I have a feeling it might be that the Wi-Fi signal was somehow compromised, the strength of the signal, by all of the other Wi-Fi routers in the neighborhood. All of our neighbors have Wi-Fi, and when you go to sign in to a Wi-Fi device router, you see all of the different Wi-Fi routers in the neighborhood. So I have a feeling that the theoretical height of 1,000 feet is only in like a more remote area where there's no Wi-Fi interference. That's my theory. But anyway, here I am. I've flown it now. I'm experimenting with the controls to fly it left and right. This thing can fly up to 30 miles an hour, but I'm just going real slow, just kind of getting familiar with it. And I'm flying the unit and moving it, but I'm also moving the camera. And the camera is mounted on a gimbal, which gives you this real stable effect. So when the wind moves the quadcopter a little bit as you're up in the air, the gimbal keeps the camera steady, which is very cool, and it works extremely well, as you can see. There wasn't a lot of wind today for this flight, but there was a bit of a breeze, and I think once you're up 300 feet, there's going to be more. Excuse me. So here I am now. I'm bringing it back down, and just again continuing to get familiar with the controls. For a first flight, I'm impressed with how easy this is to operate, and I would have no qualms of flying this virtually anywhere, as long as there wasn't, overhead power lines or something like that I might crash into. I think you'd have to be really careful in a city area where there were a lot of buildings and wires, overhead wires and such. But for the most part, you've got extremely good control. And the nice thing about it is, if you just let go of the controllers, the control handles, it will just hover right in place and it won't move. So now I'm bringing it down and I'm trying to figure out where I want to land it. And I've decided that I want to land it on top of Brad's trailer. So I'm going to bring it down and again, take it easy, take it slow, and see if I can't just set it right down where I want it. And then I realized, I don't want to set it down in the middle of the trailer because that'll be hard to reach. I want to put it at the back end of the trailer so we can just climb up on the ramp and reach up and grab it. So here I am trying to position it for a soft, easy landing at the rear end of the roof of the trailer. And you'll see here in just a second, I was successful in my mission to do this. Camera's coming in. You can see how sharp that camera is. It's refocusing as it's getting very close. And now we're putting it down on top of the trailer. That's my first flight. Hope you enjoyed it.